Well, hello, all my fellow Oscar gold diggers. My name is EJ Marino, and I am so excited to talk about the Academy Awards today. I've done this video on my channel for about 3 years in a row now. I get so excited to predict the Big Five. If you don't know what the Big Five are, they're the most prestigious awards in the Academy Awards. It is Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Screenplay, Best Director, and Best Picture. Only 3 movies in the history of the Academy Awards have taken home the Big Five. That is, It Happened One Night, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and Silence of the Lambs. Do I think any movie is going to sweep the Big Five this year? There's not a chance. This is such a divided year. This is such a year where I think some of the best pictures don't even have some of the best actor contenders. It's just that type of year, and I have gone through so many, these are all my 4-year consideration screeners. If you guys don't know, I'm in the Critics' Choice Association for my work over on Flickering Myth. You guys can check that out up here. So yeah, I get sent all these insane movies to watch. I mean, First Cow, an A24 movie that I kind of liked and I thought it was okay, but you know, this is a wacky year with a lot of weird choices. Not that many blockbusters. I actually think most of the pictures here nominated for Best Picture don't even have $10-20 million budgets. These are smaller films that I cannot wait to share with you. So enough of this intro, let's dive into my predictions for the Big Five. We are starting off with Best Screenplay. For my video, I kind of put Best Adapted and Best Original Screenplay together because either one of them can be considered for the Big Five, and I usually like to just kind of give both original and adapted a chance to shine. So here's who I have for my predictions. We have Nomadland, The Trial of the Chicago 7, Mank, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and Promising Young Woman. We're going to be talking about Promising Young Woman a lot during this video. I think it has a good screenplay with some amazing moments, some amazing callbacks. There's things that happen in the first act that pay off wonderfully in the third act. That ending is so shocking. But looking at this list, I thought Nomadland had a chance, but the script isn't as thick and isn't as juicy as some of the other ones here. I'm gonna have to go with Mank, written by Jack Fincher, which is David Fincher's father, and that has the Oscar legacy there, that has the family vibe. This is also a film about Hollywood, which is something Hollywood loves. We go back to The Artist, we go to La La Land. These are type of stuff that they usually like to award, so I can see Best Screenplay going to Mank. This is Jack Fincher's script that his son got to adapt and direct. It's such a good story. That's the feel-good message that the Oscars likes to deliver, and I can see it happening in screenplay. You also have The Trial of the Chicago 7. Aaron Sorkin is a crazy writer. As much as I don't love him as a director, and as much as people have problems with him politically, I think he can write a damn good script, and Chicago 7 has a good script. I think this is a solid stuff that it really takes a story not a lot of us know from American history and puts it to the forefront. I really like this story. I also like Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I think it's a good adaptation from the play that it's adapting. I think George C. Wolfe does a really good job with what he can for the story and what he did adapting it from what the material was given, but I look at this list and it's gonna have to be Mank. I don't love the movie. I've talked about it. We'll talk about it later on in different categories, but I do think this is Mank's best chance is the technical awards and this screenplay award. As it is every year, Best Actress is the award that I'm looking forward to the most. But what's different from most years is I don't have a front runner. I have 5 women here that I think all equally did a great job with their roles, with their performances. I kind of want to Mean Girls the Oscar and just hand it out to everyone and say, you all deserve it. But let's get into my predictions. We have Viola Davis for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Frances McDormand for Nomadland, Vanessa Kirby for Pieces of a Woman, Carey Mulligan for Promising Young Woman, and Andrea Day for the United States versus Billie Holiday. I have not seen that one yet, but I have heard a lot about that one. So that's the only one I can't fully say I'm for or against. I just think that's a one that I've seen in the conversation a lot and something I can definitely see happening. I would also love to see 2 black women nominated, as we usually try to, unfortunately, like, well, we have one minority, so we had to like shoo out the other minority. Not this year. This year might be a little bit different. But looking at these women, they're all doing vastly different performances. Viola Davis and Ma Rainey to Frances McDormand and Nomadland are just completely different stories, different vibes, and I like that. This is a very diverse year for women. This is such a good, fun performance. It's not fun because some of these are really heavy, like Vanessa Kirby in Pieces of a Woman. I think is one of the most heavy, intense films. I don't know if her co-star's shenanigans outside of the film is going to hurt this movie altogether. I hope it doesn't, because I do think Vanessa Kirby has a really good chance, but I could definitely see this going to Frances McDormand, because some people really like Nomadland. I do not like that movie at all. I have a lot of political issues with it. I have a lot of feelings that are just kind of conflicted with that movie. So if I had to pick a personal pick, it's Carey Mulligan. If you have not seen Promising Young Woman yet, go out of your way to see it. That movie hits hard. It is so interesting, so relevant, so spicy, so crazy, so oh my god. Promising Young Woman is an amazing film with a good director, but I think it's Carey Mulligan is who just really just puts that whole film together and makes it what it is. So I would personally go for Carey, but I do think it's going to be Frances. But do not sleep on Viola Davis or Andrea or Vanessa. This is a tough category. Women, this is hard. I go to the best actor and the best supportings, and I can kind of pick those out a little easier, but I look at this one, and this one is hard. Speaking of that best actor category, no disrespect to the other men nominated in this category, especially personal favorites like Delroy Lindo in Riz Ahmed, because I want to see the potential here to get nominated, but I think we all know who's going to win it, and it's Chadwick Boseman for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. But let's look at this full list real quick. Anthony Hopkins for The Father, Chadwick Boseman for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Riz Ahmed for The Sound of Metal, Delroy Lindo for The Five Bloods, and Gary Oldman for Mank. I don't see this going to Gary Oldman from Mank. I thought the performance was kind of one of my least favorite parts of that movie. I think Amanda Seyfried has a really good chance in supporting actress. She might get bumped up to full-on Best Actress, and that can throw off my list. I would say Andrea Day is probably going to go, and I would replace her with there. But Gary Oldman is just kind of okay in this movie. I don't think he's my favorite Gary Oldman performance I've ever seen. Delroy, since The Five Bloods came out, he was my pick. He's amazing in that film, throws his heart and soul, and I love it. Then I saw Riz Ahmed in Sound of Metal, and I was just like, oh, never mind. This is the performance. This movie broke my heart. And then Ma Rainey's Black Bottom came, and Chadwick said, thank you, I will be taking my award. I just... Look, the Oscars, this is going to be controversial to people. The Oscars do more than just award the best performance of the year. There's politics. There is comeback stories. There's, I want to make a new star. So there's a lot of things that go into winning an Oscar that's just beyond their performance. Chadwick and the losing of him, the sudden passing of Chadwick Boseman is really what's, I think, going to elevate this a little bit more. But that's not to say he doesn't deserve it on the performance. If you've seen Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, oh my god, his character, Levy, is just... He has so much heart and soul, and I feel for him, and I'm sad, and there's anguish behind his eyes, and there's just so much to this performance that I really like. I think Boseman has a good chance. I also see him getting nominated for supporting actor. If he doesn't win here, he could win it for The Five Bloods, even though he's a smaller role in that, and there's other people I would like to see, like Leslie Odom Jr. and whatnot. I still see Chadwick taking home an award this evening. I hope his family gets to, like, go up on stage, and this is an honor. It's going to be a sad night. Like, I am not looking forward to this Best Actor, because I know we're all going to be in tears by the end of it. Now, let's talk about Best Director. Let's get into my predictions before my feelings. Chloe Zhao for Nomadland, Regina King for One Night in Miami, David Fincher for Mank, Aaron Sorkin for the Trial of the Chicago 7, almost forgot that whole name, and then Lee Isaac Chung for Minari. I have not talked about Minari yet because it's hard. I think Alan Kim Jr. has a good chance of winning, supporting, or even being nominated. He's so good. Same thing with the grandmother character, the actress who played the grandmother. She is so good. Lee Isaac Chung directed a beautiful film with Minari, one of my favorite of the year. Do I see him winning here? I don't know. This is a hard year, because this is also a year that I have 2 women, 3 people of color, and I didn't, like, force my way in. These are just performers, or these are just, directors I think did a great Great job. I could even add Spike Lee to this list. Take off Sorkin and put in Spike Lee because Defy Bloods is really that good. I love that movie a lot. But I look at this list and I'm going to have to say it's probably going to be closed out. I don't like Nomadland. I think it's directed at the most molasses pace. It is so slow. It's just deliberate. It's Terrence Malick in a way, but with less real actors and more of the stuff. And then we have the shilling for Amazon. Let me not get into that whole movie again. I've already talked about it, but I do think this works because of the liberal, rich guilt. Isn't it sad? Look, me and Francis, traveled around like these nomads, even though we're going to go back to our mansions later and, have a normal life, and these people still get stuck and Amazon's still screwing them, but yeah, sure, awesome. Yeah, no, I don't know. She has a good chance. This is a performance in a film by a director that people really like, so I'm not going to take it away. As much as I have feelings against it, I can recognize the beauty of it. Regina King, though, she really took what I thought was going to be hard with One Night in Miami and just really elevated the material. She made it more than just a play being adapted for the screen and gave it some life. But you also have David Fincher. Oh my goodness, Mank. That's the type of stuff that people like. The painless recreation of the classic era of film, the politics he got into, his performances from his actors, adapting his father's script. He has a good chance. Sorkin, I don't know. He's harder to pick. He's the one I could interchange with other directors. I could put Emerald Fennell from Promising Young Woman in this position. I could put Spike Lee, like I said. I don't know. This director's hard. I think it's going to be closed out because people very, very, very much like the Nomadland. I can see her winning here. I don't know if she could take Best Picture, but I could see it winning here. Alright, we are at Best Picture, the big award of the night. I have about 8 films here. We could do other ones if I really wanted to add in other ones. It goes up to 10. I don't think we could always need 10. If if it's not there, we don't need it. So let's go through my list. We have Nomadland, Mank. We have Trial of the Chicago 7, Minari, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, The Father, Soul. That's going to be an interesting one. Promising Young Woman, and also we can add in News of the World, Defy Bloods. So let's talk about Soul real quick. Soul is something people really like. I didn't really connect with the film, but I could see it going to the Best Picture category. It's artful enough. It's interesting enough. It's a little bit introspective. It's an existential crisis at the same time. To release this on Christmas was a bold move, Pixar. But yes, I can see it making it there. The Father, it's a little bit small scale. Anthony Hopkins and Olivia Colman do really well in their performances. I just don't know if it's going to make it, but I've seen it in the predictions. I've seen other people talk about it, so it's hard for me to ignore it. When I really look at this list, it boils down to Nomadland, Mank, and the Trial of the Chicago 7. Again, I love Promising Young Woman. I think she has a chance. This movie has a chance to win it, and it could be awesome. I'm not going to get my hopes up. I know it's going to break my heart when it doesn't happen. Ma Rainey, I think, is a little bit too small scale, much like Minari. They're not the big films that I think really touch the soul. They have great acting in it. They have good stories and good messages, but it's not what you usually see from this type of film, though Moonlight won a couple years ago, and that's a pretty small scale film, so you never know. I could be completely wrong. A24 might have it again with Minari, but when I look at Nomadland and the awards that it's winning going into this, all the critic stuff, when I look at Mank and the history of the Oscars, how they like to recognize films like this, and also how it's doing not really well on the critical circuit, but once again, once we get to these TV, the broadcast awards, where it's peers voting on this, it's going to be a much different game. Then you also have the Trial of the Chicago 7. This is a surprising, relevant film. It's about the Black Lives Matter movement in this weird way. It's about protesting, rioting, and how certain judges don't respect protesting, and there's a lot to it. It's a really relevant story. I think more than Nomadland, which is about the Great Recession, which happened 10, 11 years ago now, and again, we can make movies at any point, but when you're talking about the finger on the pulse, Aaron Sorkin has it with the Trial, the Chicago 7. It's hard for me to ignore that one. That one, I think once we get to the Golden Globes and SAG and all that, we're going to see that movie pop up again. Maybe even Defy Bloods. I'm really curious of what you guys think. Am I completely off base with thinking Trial of the Chicago 7 has a chance? Is it Nomadland? Is my bias against the movie hurting my thing and it's the most obvious pick? Or could it be Mank? Hell, could it be one of the other movies? Could Soul come in and say, hey, Pixar, we're here to take this award? Could it be Minari? I don't know, but I like these predictions. I like what's here. I like this year in film. It's been a damn good year, especially for these awards contenders. Alright everyone, that was it for my breakdown of the big 5 predictions at the Academy Awards. I'm really excited for this upcoming show. I'm really excited to be a Critics' Choice voter myself. These aren't even my personal picks. If I'm going to make my own list, Aubrey Plaza and Black Bear's there. There's going to be a lot more promising young women. You can promise you that. Yeah, so I am really excited for this award show, but what do you guys think? What do you guys think of my predictions? What do you guys think of your own predictions? What do you think is going to make it to Best Picture? Who do you want to see be Best Actor and Best Actress? Is, like, David Fincher really going to win screenplay and directing? Who knows? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel because I make videos like this whenever I can. I love covering the Oscars. If you like this video, I will cover them when they happen, and the Critics' Choice Awards, and I'll give my own personal stuff of that. Alright guys, let's talk about all this awards madness down below.